Ladies and gentlemen, I am Kana Anderson, Senior Class Vice President. At this time, would you please turn all cell phones and any other electronic devices off? Gentlemen, please remove your caps. Would everyone please stand as we honor our country and the men and women serving in the armed forces with the Pledge of Allegiance. Before we say the pledge, we would like to invite Bobby Dawson, Mikey Hamrick, Hunter Scott, Jeffrey Schaefer to join us to stand by the podium. These members of the class of 2020 have enlisted or plan to enlist in the military. Let's show them our appreciation for their future service.
Flags on the flagpole.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may replace your caps, and everyone please be seated. I would now like to introduce Haley Feldmeyer.
Good evening, Superintendent Toman, Board of Education members, Principal Schmalz, and Assistant Principal Rotino, faculty members, friends, and graduates. We made it. I am Haley Feldmeyer, and it is my honor and privilege to stand before you as your senior class president. The class of 2020 has had quite a journey, being born in the wake of the tragic events of 9/11 to now an unprecedented pandemic forcing us to give up our final months of our senior year. Although these obstacles have been challenging, my classmates and I have one unique trait in common: perseverance. No matter what difficulties we have endured or hurdles we have had to jump over, we have remained steadfast throughout the years. I would be remiss if I did not thank our outstanding educators who have built our intrinsic love of learning and energized our resolve. Finally, thank you to our families who have remained our pillars of strength. They have allowed us to stand tall on our accomplishments while picking us up when we fall. I remind us tonight of the words of the greatest activist, Helen Keller. Alone, we can do so little. Together, we do so much. But I personally prefer what Troy Bolton from High School Musical said: we're all in this together, and it shows when we stand hand in hand. Thank you. I now welcome Ms. Schmaltz to the podium.
First of all, I would like to thank you for your cooperation in following the CDC guidelines as you entered through your colored gates, and you're wearing your mask and social distancing. Tonight's a special night for our seniors, and certainly I appreciate all the cooperation so that we could make this happen, even though we're sitting here in the rain. I hope you all received my messages today as I kept talking to Dr. Dave at Channel 7 News, trying to make sure there was going to be no lightning or anything that was going to interfere with us being here. I would like to start by giving my warmest congratulations to the class of 2020. Parents, Superintendent Toman, Wetzel County Board of Education members, honored guests, and families of the graduating students. On behalf of the staff, students, and most important, the class of 2020, welcome to Magnolia High School's annual commencement ceremony. And as Haley said, we made it. We made a promise back when this happened that we would do everything to make sure that we got to have commencement, and here we are. Thank you for joining us this evening, and thank you for providing the support and guidance that has fostered the success of these fine young men and women. This special group of young adults are the 127th class to graduate from our school, helping to add to the rich history of the old gold and blue. Before we begin, it is my pleasure to introduce some of the individuals who are here to help acknowledge the accomplishments of these outstanding young men and women. Superintendent Toman, Assistant Superintendent Darren Cook, Director of Secondary Education, Mrs. Tammy Wells, Board of Education members, Mr. Brian Price, President, Mrs. Amy Cooley, Mrs. Linda Fauner, and our beloved retired Magnolian, Brian Castello. Also with us this evening, we have Assistant Principal, Mr. Ray Rotino, Senior Class Counselor, Ms. Rebecca McLean, and Mr. Robert Gomez, the other counselor. I generally don't say a whole lot, but this occasion is pretty special, and I wanted to say a few things about these students. The class of 2020 did not get closure that they were expecting when their time at Magnolia ended abruptly on March 13th. They had to leave the rhythm of high school and join a world full of uncertainty, stepping into what is now the new normal. Today is a good example, and I'm sorry that our paint and things disappeared, but we're 2 months late for this event. We're sitting in a box. The senior advisors and some of the faculty at Magnolia spent a lot of time trying to make special moments for our students, special recognitions through videos, billboards, banners, ceremonies, and many school messenger calls. Now here we are finally at their graduation. We are sitting in a box, constructed to social distance, all of you, and we're wearing masks. All of us have taught these young people to always think out of the box. And what do we do at graduation? We put them in a box. I guarantee you these kids will not stay in a box. Here they are. This is the new normal. It's really interesting that we're sitting here tonight in the rain because we can't take it inside, social distanced with parents sitting with their graduate. In a way, it's really a special night for all of you. There are things this pandemic can't take away from the class of 2020. Their memories, their relationships, their learning, and the impact they've made over the past 4 years, including during the pandemic. These students have stuck together through all of this and supported each other and worked to make the best of the situation. Standing back and watching, these students got closer, even 6 feet apart. They are the class that brought the 3 E's to life. We have 62 of these students going to further their education. We have 5 going to the military, 26 moving directly into a career. We have 19 Promise Scholars. We have 30 students achieving the Wetzel County Schools ACT, SAT scholarship. And as a class, there is over $800,000 in scholarships. As you can see, they are a group that accepted a challenge. They competed, believe me, they competed to be the best. They took the hard road. They filled their schedules with the toughest classes, and they prevailed. Tonight, we have a total of 56 of our students sitting here who have an honors stole on, whether it's honors, highest honors, salutatorian, or valedictorian. The word graduate comes from a Latin gradus, meaning a step toward something. These students haven't missed a step. These past few months, they kept up and they persevered. And I like that word, Haley, perseverance, because that's what you guys did. You stepped up. And they're going to continue stepping forward. And they're going to take life on with a vengeance. They will be remembered as the most unique class that has ever graduated from Magnolia High School. The pandemic class. The class that will be a part of history. Someday, students will be reading about this. The class that has overcome so many things in their lifetime. And as Haley said, starting with the year that they were born during the 9/11 disaster. I said in the beginning of my speech that these students didn't get their closure. Well, tonight is the night. I always tell my students, when they leave Magnolia, I want them to walk out the front door. I want them to look back and I want them to say, that was a great time in my life. That was a good ride. They didn't get to walk out the door the last time. They left school on March 13th with a 2-week no school. We thought we were coming back, but we didn't. And they never got to walk out the door as a Magnolia student for the last time. Tonight they did. As they came down to line up for graduation, I hope they look back and they remember the memories at Magnolia High School. We're here tonight to put the pomp into these circumstances. There never has been a graduating class that has been called to step into the future with more purpose, vision, passion, energy, and hope. Ladies and gentlemen, here they are, the class that will make their mark in the world with 2020 vision. Now, as I said, these guys were competitive. You would watch them at the day of scheduling, and they would be landing on all of the college courses and the AP courses and the advanced academic courses. It's something like I've never seen before. This year, we have a total of 17 valedictorians, and I'd like to call those students forward. This is the first time in history that we have ever had this many valedictorians. Please come forward, Kena Anderson, Abigail Baker, Trey Blaine, Paige Brill, Haley Feldmeyer, Piper Gaines, Jacob Gamble, Courtney Henderson, Zoe Jenkins, Ashley Kelly, Haley King, Gabriel Licklider, Spencer McCardle, Caitlin McElvain, Karina Patel, Joshua Rice, and Zachary Sly. These students never had below an A in any class. And in order to qualify to be valedictorian, you could never have anything below an A on your transcript, and you had to have above a 4.0, which was the weighted credit. Congratulations to the 2020 class valedictorians. I would like to now introduce our salutatorians, Garrett Fox and Sierra Walker. Congratulations to all of you. You may be returned to your seat. Sierra, you stand here. This year, the valedictorians and salutatorians chose to allow representatives to speak instead of all of them. In your program, you will find an insert that contains a write-up from each valedictorian and salutatorian. I would like to introduce Sierra Walker, as she is going to provide us with a salutatorian speech.
Good evening, faculty, students, staff, and family. Welcome to the graduation ceremony for the class of 2020. I am honored to be speaking on behalf of my classmates, and I can assure you we are all so grateful and appreciative to be here tonight. Before I get started, I want you all to think of people that have supported you throughout your life. Your parents, grandparents, siblings, teachers, coaches, or whoever it may be. I know personally I have many people behind me that have supported me through the good, the bad, and everything in between. To my family, friends, and teachers, thank you for pushing me to be my best. Thank you for never giving up on me, and thank you for always being there to give advice. I appreciate it more than you know. When we walked into this brick building called Magnolia High School 1,438 days ago, we never knew it would come this fast. They really weren't lying when they said, time is going to fly by. So, graduates, soak in this next chapter of our lives. Take risks. Go to college. Go fight for our country. Go straight in the workforce. But don't forget where it all began. Before this 13-year milestone ends, I want to quote Winnie the Pooh. How lucky am I to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard. Thank you and good luck on all your future endeavors. We did it. Love you guys.
And now for the valedictorian speeches. I would like for Joshua Rice to please come forward.
Magnolia Class of 2020. This has been a unique and unpredictable year. No one expected our last day to take place in March, but as we have seen, anything can happen in the blink of an eye. We continued working on materials even though we could no longer safely meet with one another. Our teachers scrambled to make online work for us to finish our curriculums so that we would not fall behind the general standard. We moved forward together as the Magnolia family, albeit physically separated. Our ability to come here to get today, rather than simply picking up our diplomas, is evidence enough of the care that Magnolia has for its students, which does not go unnoticed or unappreciated. We thank Magnolia for everything they have done for us in these trying times. A way for us to keep positive about our current situation could be understand that life is full of ups and downs. The global pandemic is a very strong down in our lives, but by working together, even if not in person, we can help to repair the damages of the world and make it a better place for everyone. Like Tom Hanks said in Forrest Gump, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. This year was a very poor piece of chocolate. There were some very trying times that we went through, such as being separated from our friends, family, and teachers. There was an uncertainty of what this virus would do to our community, as well as our loved ones. We missed out on many once-in-a-lifetime memories, such as enjoying prom, achieving our best in sports, walking down the hall for the last time as students, and getting to say our proper goodbyes to our classmates and teachers. However, a lot of good things have come from this as well. We got to spend a lot more time with our family. We learned to appreciate a hug and a handshake, and we will never again take for granted the freedoms we once had. We will be stronger for what we went through. What succeeds this year does not have to follow suit. Keeping our minds fixed on a positive upward path will allow us to succeed in life and overcome any challenge that comes our way. We must show our determination as the Magnolia family when going out into the world. The high school experience is not a static part of life for everyone. Everyone has a different journey that not all of us see, so it is impossible to know how your career as a Magnolia student will unfold. We all will part ways and go in separate directions. Some of us will go to college to get a degree. Some are enlisting in the military to serve our country. Some are attending trade schools to garner skills, while others are joining the workforce directly following our days here in high school. Wherever you all go, I wish you nothing but the best and hope you will put everything into achieving your dreams and desires. Our futures will be what we make of it. To conclude, I would like to say thank you to each and every one of my classmates here in the class of 2020. Every one of you is part of this incredible family that has graduated today, and I am glad to say that you are the ones that I worked alongside these many years of school and I get to graduate with. The world is a special place, and we all have a part to play in it. I wish the best for all of you and hope you live your life to the fullest. Let us make the difference in the world that no one else can. Thank you.
And Valedictorian Spencer McCardle, please come to the podium.
Welcome staff, board members, parents, guardians, families, friends, and class of 2020. Today marks the beginning of new horizons, our first steps into the real world. As of today, we are members of the Magnolia alumni and can cherish the memories of walking these halls. Today, we venture forward in our lives with the stress of high school behind us to step forward into our lives as members of society. There is no doubt in my mind that our class is going to accomplish great things. Each and every graduate sitting here today, along with those who had other priorities and could not make it, is special, distinct, and different in his or her own way. Each one of you have the potential to accomplish anything you set your mind to. Be true to what you believe in, what you value most, but remember what, better stated as who, brought you to where you are today. Often, people overlook those who influenced them, supported them, or encouraged them to achieve their goals. Remember to thank those teachers, staff members, family members, friends, parents, or whoever allows you to believe in yourself to achieve your goals. Now take a minute and think of who pushed you to your full potential, and after graduation, thank them for everything that they have done for you. I'd like to take a second and thank a few members of Magnolia staff for contributing to not only my success, but many graduates sitting here in front of me. Thank you from all of us, I'm sure, to Mr. Steve Ross, Mrs. Sandy Heineman, Miss Stacy Barkus, Miss Holly Kane, Mr. Michael Harwick, Mrs. Angela Schmaltz, Mr. Drew Schmaltz, and every other staff member sitting here today for always providing us the support and discipline needed for all of us graduates to succeed and achieve our goals. Teachers are truly the backbone behind most students' success, and I do not believe they get the recognition they deserve. In conclusion, feel proud for your accomplishments, class of 2020. We're finally out of this place, leaping into life with not a clue in the world. And like high school, we're going into a new chapter in life blind, but we'll find our way. It'll just take some time. Best wishes to all of you, and again, congratulations.
Before we begin with the presentation of the class, I fogged up. The Magnolia family would like to take a brief moment and recognize those in attendance who are essential workers, and as well as members of the military. We ask that these people please stand and let us show appreciation for your service. Thank you. As principal of Magnolia High School, it is my pleasure to present to the Wetzel County Board of Education the class of 2020 for graduation. These students have met the requirements established both by the County Board of Education as well as the West Virginia Board of Education. Having done so, and upon receiving their diplomas, these students should be afforded the rights and privileges of a distinguished West Virginia high school. At this time, I would like to welcome Mrs. Amy Cooley to accept the class.
So first I want to talk to you about the biggest enemy you'll ever come across and your greatest ally. It is the same person staring back at you when you look into a mirror. That person gets to decide if you are sad or if you are happy. He gets to decide if you're going to have a bad day or a good day. The person in the mirror gets to decide if you're going to dwell on the negatives, such as a global pandemic, rain on your graduation day, or focus on the positives, the things that you value, such as your faith, your family, and your friendships. The person in the mirror, whenever he criticizes you, it will destroy you. But whenever they say, "Good job," you'll know the true meaning of self-accomplishment. The person in the mirror holds all the power. And let's face it, you're going to have bad days. But you have the power to decide how you're going to handle it. So you need to take the time to accept the situation that you're in, focus on your positives, and prepare to move on. If you are able to do this, you're going to be able to achieve such great things. I'm going to quote Bob Marley. "The greatness of a man is not in how much wealth he acquires, but in his integrity and his ability to affect those around him positively." The way I see it, any group of men and women that can be born into the fallout of 9/11 graduate during a global pandemic has to be destined for greatness. Keep your head held high and spread that positivity. It is my pleasure to be here tonight to accept the graduating class on behalf of the Wetzel County Board of Education, as having met all the requirements set forth by the Wetzel County Board of Education, the state of West Virginia, and Magnolia High School. It is our honor to witness you tonight receive your diploma that signifies the completion of your graduation requirements. Congratulations, Magnolia High School class of 2020. Whatever you do, be great.
At this time, I would like for Mr. Mike Harwick to come forward to present the names of our graduates, as parents will accompany them up to get their diplomas. Because of social distancing, we came up with a unique way to give our students their diplomas, and what an honor it is to be a parent to one of these graduates this evening. Just a reminder, the person on the right will give the diploma to the student. When the student's name is, or when the students stand and they know what to do, we went through practice. Parents, I ask that you, or family members, I ask you to follow them as they prepare to come and receive their diploma.
Would the first and second rows please stand for the presentation of diplomas? Kana Lee Anderson. Abigail Grace Baker. Jacob Troy Barrows. And Jared Allen Barrows. Spencer Thomas Bills. Trey Alexander Blaine. Paige Elizabeth Brill. Mackenzie Lynn Bryan. Sean Jeffrey Christner. Laurel Elizabeth Clegg. Cody Lee Cook. Ethan Mitchell Coulter. Bobby Joe Dawson. Haley Elizabeth Feldmeyer. Tyler Austin Fluharty. Jared Wayne Durig. Would the third and fourth rows please stand for the presentation of diplomas? Garrett Andrew Fox. Piper Annie Gaines. Jacob Parker Gamble. Jacob Levi George. Lincoln Lee Riley Gump. Reagan Eliza Hale. Devin Lee Hall. Amber Dawn Hamill. Ryan Michael Hamrick. Courtney Ann Henderson. Emily Susan Herrick. Brenzy Sage Hodges. Kylie Nevada Hotstetler. Zoe Shaylin Jenkins. Stephen Michael Johnson. Alexis Storm Julian. Ashley Nicole Kelly. With the 5th and 6th rows, please stand for the presentation of diplomas. Montgomery James Kelly. Haley Rayanne King. Hannah Capri Kirkland. Gianna Marie Lancaster. Allison Nicole Littman. Michaela Janice London. Taylor Elizabeth Marty. Spencer Kane McCardle. Alexander Joseph Milliken. Trenton Cole Mitchell. Clara Ann Moore. Kiera Renee Morgan. Brianna Mae Murphy. Karina Bharat Patel. With the 7th and 8th rows, please stand for the presentation of diplomas. Nisha Nilesh Patel. Kendra Jade Pylant. Hannah Mae Poole. Carter Lane Piles. Joshua Michael Rice. Christy Marie Ritchie. Trenton Adam Scheibelhood. Christina Marie Schockow. Hunter David Scott. Jeffrey Aaron Schaefer. Sawyer Thomas Shepard. Zachary Scott Sly. Bain Alexander Smith. Laura Ann Elizabeth Smith. Levi Jacob Spratt. With the 9th and 10th rows, please stand for the presentation of diplomas. Jennifer Lynn Starkey. Megan Nicole Stevens. Zachary Keith Stewart. James Robert Stillwagner, Jr. Chaz Levi Suarez. Zachary Carl Thorpe. Sierra Mae Walker. Christopher William Wetzel. Brianna Marie Williams. Abigail Elizabeth Wise. Haley Marie Workman. Olivia Brooke Yater. Tanisha K. Yoho. Emily Eileen Young.
Hello. It is my pleasure to introduce the advisors of the class of 2020. Mrs. Stacy Barkis, Ms. Holly Kane, Mrs. Heather Hale, Mr. Michael Harwick, Mrs. Angela Smalls. Without their hard work, this would not be possible. Thank you very much.
Paige Brill, Treasurer, and Sierra Walker, Secretary, please come forward to do the tassel change.
Class of 2020, please stand.
Allison Lippman and Spencer McCardle, PI representatives, please come forward.
Please stand with us and listen to the Magnolia High School alma mater. The lyrics can be found in your program.
Congratulations, class of 2020. Through the pandemic, through the rainstorm, through everything that you've gone through, we've made it tonight to graduation. And there's one more thing that has to be said before we walk off of this field. And I'd like for all the graduates to say it with me. Everybody ready? Once a Magnolia Blue Eagle, always a Magnolia Blue Eagle. No one can ever take that from you. And with that being said, congratulations and go Hats!